All right, we recording? Yeah, I see my upstream at a measly 2 megabits per second, so I'm just going to assume we're recording. All right, so this is going to be my formal review of the Artic Freezer 3 all-in-one, and I'm gonna pull it up here. Boston, my capital, the capital of my state. The Artic 3. There we go. So this is the Arctic. Yep, that was Attic. All right, so I will go to their website because I like to do it that way. Excuse me. Accept all. All right, so this is the sucker that I got to try and tame the beast, and it's a force. It really it is really a huge all-in-one cooler. So it's 420 millimeters long. And that's why they call it the 420 millimeter. And it is 38 millimeters thick. So there's actually like a tremendous amount of volume to the object. And getting it in my... this is what I got. Getting it in my... getting it in this thing was honestly a really serious challenge. I'm not even gonna... I didn't know that they had the XL. Fuck. I would have gone with the XL. Yeah, I didn't know they had the XL. I would have gone with the XL. But I also was a complete moron and thought that the Noctua DH12 with enough fans and air moving through the system would be able to cool an i9 because I don't have much of a brain. And so long story short, that doesn't work at all. And if you go with, I mean, the Define 7 is standard case is not, I would argue it's not a small case. It is a ATX full tower case. It's an EATX full tower case technically. But getting a 420 millimeter all-in-one cooler in here, because the way Liquid Freezer. Oh shit! It's not called the Artic It's not called the Artic Freezer 3. It's called the. It's by the company Arctic. It's called Liquid Freezer 3 420. So I've even named the stream wrong. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll rename the stream after I'm done with it. This is what it's actually called, the Liquid Freezer 3 420. And I gotta say, it works as well as it works spectacularly. But getting it into this chassis will be, if you are foolish enough to attempt it, will be impossible without some level of fabrication skill. And by that I mean you have I had to. So one, I had to remove one of these right here because it actually sits slightly diagonally up top now. It cannot fit in this part right here. It can't fit. It can't fit in that part right there. Neither can the 360 millimeter AIO because this wonderful thing right here, which I actually really do like, it cleans up the PSU. It lets the PSU handle its own cooling. It's brilliant in my opinion. There's not enough space here, so you'd have to zap something out right there with a die grinder or really high speed Dremel. Like I'm talking, you need a real good. You need the actual Dremel if you want to do that work right there. And you're gonna send sparks of metal everywhere. So wouldn't recommend that. I had to actually add on the back side of it. Yeah, I actually had to add 2 screw holes right there myself. Zit! And I ended up doing that with the radiator in place, which is incredibly dangerous. And I realized how dangerous it was as I was planning it. But I also realized there literally wasn't going to be another way to have it get in there with how cattywampus it was just sitting. So I had to brace my chassis. I had to take my Milwaukee. I had to add my fucking penetrant, my cutting fluid to the top of the drill bit, and and get it done. And for that reason, I'm going to say that this cooler can require full expert level service. You might have to modify your chassis. I know I did. And this boy's big. You know? And then you're also going to have to know how to deal. Like, you can't just zip a hole in it and then boot it up. It's a very bad idea to do that. There are minuscule especially if you didn't use a penetrating fluid or a cutting fluid. There are metal shards all over the chassis now. So you have to then blow everything out. I actually prefer to vacuum, so I ran a vacuum. Like, dude, it was just, oh my God. But it's in. And I've got my fan profile set up pretty well now, and we can actually see where the CPU temperature sits. And we're idling at 38C, as opposed to idling at 50-something C, 70C sometimes. I mean, the idles were completely out of control on every other on the Noctua. The Noctua cannot tame an i9. It can't. Also, this thing still is not, in my opinion, cooled totally effectively. And there's only so much that Arctic can do. The design of the i9 is peculiar. It just out of nowhere will generate a preposterous amount of heat. I mean, I'm talking like... And so, while it does this, it has to... Like, I'm turning off this core, running this core, moving this over here. So while the i9 does all of that, the Artic Freezer does a great... the liquid freezer does a great job. But it's still, in terms of actual just brute thermal pulse load, just out of nowhere, heat, the i9 still kicks out too much. And that's not Arctic's fault, all right? That's not, I would argue, that's not even necessarily Intel's fault. We just need to completely rethink how we're expecting consumer-grade chips to be designed. Like, it's that simple to me. If we throw out that we can get by with strictly ambient cooling, strictly ambient vapor phase change cooling, which is how all non-liquid heat sinks work, basically, we get a lot more possibilities, and there's going to be an actual opportunity to really, really push chips farther than people think. But they're going to be really expensive because you're going to have a tech that's going to cool your reservoir, which is if this thing didn't work, that's what I was going to engineer. I was going to engineer a tech cooled reservoir that then pumps that frigid coolant, literally frigid, to my chip. And then I was going to literally just coat the board in dielectric grease and just not care. So that way, the dielectric grease would do is when condensation inevitably happens on the motherboard, that's what would short it out. It's just it'll condense on top of the dielectric grease, and dielectric grease just repels the water, so it's not a big deal. That's going to be the lengths that I was going to have to go to get a workable, overclockable chip. I would still say to get an actual, like, you want to daily drive a 6 gigahertz, 8 core chip, with the other 24 cores, doing their thing. You're going to need a literal like active cooling solution, and you're going to be using 500 watts to just idle it. So, if you want to have that kind of system and zap, maybe your system needs that. Maybe you just want to see, that's what we're going to need in the future. You're going to need a tech cooled reservoir that pumps the coolant directly over the chip, and then back into your evaporation reservoir. Because you don't want to pollute, you don't want to overwork their thermoelectric cooler on the tech reservoir. So you have, it would hit it would hit the chip, goes up to your big reservoir. Moderate cooling happens up in here. All right, that's where you have your fans and everything. And then it goes to the tech cooler, where it actually finally gets a real chill before it goes down the pipe. That's going to be the future of how these things work. And it's not like something totally new. People were doing this in the late 90s. It's just really niche. So how would I say the Liquid Freezer 3 420? If you have the case that can fit it, it's 100% worth it, and you're not going to really run into stability problems. I shouldn't think. If you don't have the case, it's not a possible fix unless you're willing to. I mean, I did it when I was younger to hot rod PCs. Like, this chip won't fit in there. It needs this, that, the other. Fuck it. We'll do it. Fuck it. We're gonna, fuck it. We'll chop the top off the chassis. It will literally just be a motherboard, zip ties, some supports. Yeah. Like, you can get it done that way. You can game that way. You can game that way for years. It's just a huge pain in the ass. And something's always going wrong, and you're always worried about the microchips. I don't know why people like to build the wall motherboard computer type stuff. I've always been like, why? Why? All you have to do is sneeze at the right time, and you'll short out something. And if you don't believe me, it's just the truth. Unless you want to acrylic coat the thing, and then you have to always worry about thermals. We put them in chassis for a reason. And yeah. We put them in chassis for a reason. So the temps are honestly, like I said, they're quite good. They really truly are quite good. And we'll I don't know. I really like Helldivers 2. I think it's a lot of fun. Stalker 2. Every time I think of Stalker 2, I get angry. Every time I think of Stalker 2, I get angry. Everybody's seen 2042 a million times. Everybody here? Oh, Jesus. Just give up. Oh, I'll read it. Boom. Yeah, so this was my post on the Steam forums. I'll read it. The game literally will now not launch on my system correctly. Do not even ask me about my specs. You will be embarrassed. What the hell is wrong with this software? Seriously, the timing of this thing's release has completely screwed it up on so many layers. It ran horrendously at launch. Only a high-performance computer could get through the slog, but then basically everything else was wrong with the game itself, particularly with messed up spawns for quest givers, etc. So I called that 50-plus hour save a done deal, and have decided to stick my head in to see if the game is stable enough for another solid crack at it. Fucking nope. The damn thing hangs at launch, and I'm left wondering why the hell I succumbed to the hype. I've played through most of the series over the course of the past almost 20 years, and I certainly have enjoyed enough of the in-game time to come back. But this isn't fun anymore in the slightest. Microsoft gives zero information about why they're having so many stability issues in their own right, other than the usual, so every update breaks the entire gaming software stack on PC. So I do feel for developers, truly. But as a consumer, this is infuriating, and it soured me on the whole game at this point. Further, as I was typing this, the game suddenly animated from its hung state, and it's now deciding to compile its shaders. What the fuck? And the latest comment on this thread is, just give up. You aren't missing much anyways, and avoid falling into the victim of FOMO. Better off moving on to a game or product that actually works. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it, because, like, Ukrainian walking simulator is pretty shitty. Like, you know, the game landed with a lot of charm, and I was really pumped about it, and, you know, I beat the hell out of my chips and everything else, running it at full spec, and now I'm just like, dude, the rose-colored glasses on that shit were so heavy, like, and they could have stayed on and revealed something beautiful, like it could have been a really beautiful thing. The game still is fucked for PC, and there's a lot of other options to play on console than Stalker 2. The game's a bit of an anachronism. It has no multiplayer, but it requires online. Call me an asshole, but I like the first Stalkers a lot better. I'm sure, and I think some of that is a big part of that is a big part of it is in 2007, you know, Stalker, holy crap, you know, that was mind-blowing. They focused so much on being mind-blowing in terms of graphics and everything else that like there's just a bunch of other shit like that just really fell by the wayside, such as, why is there no fucking fast travel? Like, bro, I get it. Like, you want to flex like your UE5 assets. Like, I get it. UE5 is really cool if you have the system to run it. Wow. All right, bro, I hate having to walk 40 fucking minutes to fix a mistake. There ain't no other shit going on in there either. And Call of Duty is coming to Battlefield, but at least Battlefield might be able to balance the shittiness, but maybe not. The War Machine event? What's War Machine? I don't care about 16v16. I don't care. I do not care about this. I don't care. I will never play it. I don't give a fuck, DICE. I don't give a fuck about 32-player multiplayer. It is 2025. If your engine can't be optimized to support this, maybe you should fucking fail. Sorry. Conquest 128. This is the core of this game. This is the mode. These two modes. These are the core of this game. That's it. Stop trying to do this other crazy horse shit by reliving the mod age of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Fuck off. That's gone. It was 20 years ago. It was a completely unsecure system, which is why it was so fucking fun. But everybody ruined that mantra. So, no. Now we have stuff like this. That's it. It's over. Yeah, it was hilarious to bound. You could bind fire in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare back in like 2000 whatever the fuck. You could bind your fire button to mouse wheel down, and the game didn't have anything programmed in it to stop you from firing as fast as possible, believe it or not. So you could just load up like the Deagle or the Barrett 50 cal, then you could turn it into an insta-kill burst fire weapon by just... And then with some Windows settings, you could actually make it fire even faster. So you could literally just scroll down like 2 clicks and just dump a whole fucking Deagle clip into somebody. That shit was hilarious. That was fucking funny. But too many people raged. Way too many people raged. And eventually they analyzed everyone's config file that had done that. And if you joined a server and you had done that in your config, they would just boot you. Which is totally fair. Like, I get it. Can I help you? Yeah.
Bravo sector is fallen to 2 and 2.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. We can just zone out. Haha. Yo! They were so done. They're like, no, dude, that thing has to stop. That's totally fair. All right. We have a lot of NGs because there's just a lot of units here. Where am I? Fuck. Up here. Yeah.
Our attack on Alpha 1 is underway.
That guy. Yeah, there's... I don't know, that's gotta be a drone.
Our troops have secured Charlie sector.
One down!
Come on, we can do better!
Я не вынесу.
Echo sector is under American occupation. We've taken heavy casualties. We're at half strength.
Oh, he had the Rorsch. Perfect. Come on. Yeah. Hopefully. Yep, nope. Nailed.
Hostiles have taken Alpha sector.
Assault on Alpha 1 begun by our forces.
Where the fuck, dude?
Echo sector has fallen to our attack.
Fuck you. Someone spawn on my ass? Also, where the fuck exactly? There you are.
Flagging there! Southeast!
Yeah. Fuck you! Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I know exactly where you are. Yeah. That was a great shot. That was a great shot. I see what they're doing though. So let me see if I can't help.
US command.
Dude, you're getting fucked in the butt. Not in a fun way.
Found one. 150 meters. Spotted a hostile tank.
Fuck you.
Bravo sector is
Nice
under
shot,
US
Voodoo.
control.
The enemy holds the majority of sectors.
Yeah, this is so bad. Alright, so is there, like, literally there's nothing I can do. Oh, I can do that. Let me go back here.
Down. Need to reload.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would have hit that.
Outgoing.
We have lost Alpha sector to the enemy. Initiating attack on objective Alpha 1.
I think this is gonna help a little bit more.
Acknowledged.
Nice. Oh, yep. See, that's what happens. You can't take it too serious. No, no, no. Recon, that's not helpful anymore. That's helpful. Gimme, gimme.
Alpha sector has been conquered by our forces.
One of our objectives is under attack.
Okay. This is what happens when yep, I see exactly what they're doing. They're stacking the shit out of teams. They're bringing the exact same thing. I taste the engagement-based matchmaking.
Bravo sector secured.
Yeah, I taste the engagement-based matchmaking deeply. I taste it so much I almost want to never play the game again. I hate this taste.
Friendly is down!
Because that means that all of the other stupid shit that they brought from COD is here. All of it. All of it. I'm talking modified bullet damage.
Our
I'm
forces are
talking
deflating.
modified
There's almost nothing
accuracy, real-time modified bullet damage, real-time modified accuracy, all this stuff. I know.
A tornado is forming and presenting a new threat pattern. Friendly down!
I know. And what's so awful about EOMM is how specifically pernicious it is. How they're so specifically
Marking a hostile. 130 meters away.
Attack on Alpha 1 initiated by our troops.
specifically how pernicious it is. They give you very little information about what parameters.
Attack that objective!
Roasted. Absolutely roasted.
Defeat is inevitable here,
We'll see what
but
happens.
we can endure this loss.
My really biggest problem with COD is the culture that it created in gaming. And I really hope that I'm wrong about tasting Eom. But once I know the taste, they've dropped the full Eom stack onto this game. There are a whole bunch of updates, and if it's not all the way there, it's going to be all the way there soon. Hopefully they've learned their lesson with COD, that too much real-time modification to help new players is literally just cheating. It's just cheating to help newbies. And that's bullshit. Yeah, this is increasingly why video games are crashing. Increasingly, it's why the industry is in trouble. It's like, it was a massive cash cow. COVID really proved it to the powers that be. Movies, you have to deal with like these actors. Like, you have to rely on their performances. Like, you have to have a place to like show the theater. You pay property taxes on that place. You got to pay for distribution. Like, look, in the face of digitally distributed content, the movie theater business is over. Yup. Now look. I knew it. It's ratioing.
Russian forces penetrated
It's
Egyptian
fucking
airspace
ratio
and is bound for an
growing. It's like, what
agricultural
happens
research
when I put
facility in
all
the
expert
eastern
players
desert.
over here?
Given the
What
global
happens when I
famine,
put
I
too
don't have
few
to
experts
oversell
over
its
here?
importance. Be aware, the area is divided by a large barrier limiting mobility. Coordination will be key to the mission's success. Gear up and get ready to move.
I mean, I am happy there are more people, but I distinctly detect the toolkit that was hired by Bobby Kotick to be here. Bobby Kotick hates video gamers, bro. He does. And you know what? I can't really blame him. We suck.
In our hands.
We fucking complain about everything. Everything. So why not treat us, you know, with open enmity and buzz, buzz, buzz.
We've lost sector
Nice.
to the hostiles.
Yeah, I watched what happened with StarCraft. Like, it was already addictive enough, but, you know, the C-suite was pretty much just like, no. We need to nice. Oh, I thought for sure that guy was
Sector
killed.
Charlie's now held by us.
You know, we really appreciate the C-suite, you know, for doing that to us. That was great. You should just make, instead of fun, like, why not just, like, make them stay online while they play? Like, if they don't have the self-discipline, it's their fault. And at a certain level, like, yeah, it's true. It's true. People don't like to hear that, but it's true. Which is why eventually I'm just like, okay, like, I don't support certain games at all. Like, I literally will never buy Call of Duty. Because optimized matchmaking was pioneered in Blizz games, and then it was taken and brought to Call of Duty, where they turned it into engagement optimized, which, I mean, just sounds so boring. That's why they called it that.
Attack! Close to me!
Enemy forces control Sector Charlie.
Watch that hostile! Cover me!
Oh.
Hey! I need help here!
I think you should be able to get like a weak little kill on people that are perfect. I like literally will have fun doing this.
Contact ahead!
People completely misunderstand the importance of this stupid job. This is all I do.
Changing sector Bravo.
Gotta keep this thing running! Patching up the vehicle!
You gotta not overheat your gun. Whoa! I love this thing. And we've got Zago Boom.
Timetables off. We need
He's a
to
very
secure
good
more
pilot, this
territory.
Zago Boom guy. So I'm totally down. Pilot Brotherhood. Repair. And when you hear the audio cue, hey, when you hear the audio cue,
Making repairs!
right, so when you have two NGs on this thing, we got Bubbles, who knows what's up. This is gonna not go well for them very soon.
I'm fixing it!
We just took sector Alpha. Reserves are down by a quarter. This will be a tough fight.
We are gonna be priority one target very soon for the entire team.
We need repairs! Now! I'm fixing the vehicle!
Bro. Dude, this team is big mad. Oh god, are these people mad?
Fixing the vehicle! Enemy air support!
We need...
Gotta keep this thing running!
F3, F6. I really wish we could get some just dedicated gunners.
Making repairs!
It'd be a lot more... F4, F5, F6. Alright, let's go.
Just lost sector Bravo
so good. Come on, boys. Come on, fix the fucking bird. Oh, man. Come on. Fuck! Grumpy hippie. Well met, grumpy hippie. He was like 420, 419. Fuck! Alright. Get him back on that damn bird.
Marking enemy helo.
Hostile just secured Sector Echo.
We are not doing good.
Be firm,
Fixing
half
the
our
vehicle.
resources.
Gotta keep this thing running.
We captured all of Sector Charlie.
Fucking noob. You could have gotten out of that shit. Really, like. What the fuck? That's not what I. Stop. 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 We're good. Gone. Don't care. So the Liquid Freezer 3 is doing a really, really good job, in my opinion.
They control Sector Charlie.
There! Enemy vehicle!
Wow.
Requesting medical assistance!
Maybe more noobs will learn to rescue people.
Please, I need help!
Could you make noobs rescue people faster? That would be an interesting real-time modification. Like, if you're gonna make their bullets do more damage, like, you should make them rescue people faster. All right. Let's
Sector Echo just fell to the enemy.
yeah, this team blows. Okay. All right. Okay, I get it. Team blows cheese. Just kind of all I gotta say.
Marking hostile. Distance 200 meters. Contact spotted. Marking Tango. 170 meters.
Oh, yeah.
Clever weather on the horizon, soldiers. Protect yourself in any way necessary.
How much? Do I even want to hang around for this? This is just slaughters.
Storm.
What the fuck? Well, the good news is that the level of expert spread in this game is so big that it'll be a challenge. All right. Okay. I'm out of here because that's just annoying. Who the fuck wants to play that? You know, you're playing against a clan on Discord.
Time to step up.
Should I start a Discord for this shitty channel? Probably. Probably. Yeah, no views. No views. Yeah, that's life. That's life. So we'll wrap this up with machine-made animation and insult to life. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. She's not gonna be here. It was such a stupid idea for Elon Musk to, in public, just be like, fuck you, Bill Gates. It was a dumb idea. I don't know why I did it. It was really stupid. Like, I knew that, great, the person whose company, they're allegedly not involved in it anymore, that runs every operating system on planet Earth, you said that he's an extinctionist and believes that there should be fewer people. I don't know if you've talked to him personally. Mr. Gates is involved in a tremendous amount of charity work that would kind of lead me to believe that that's not necessarily true. But I also have a very solid working understanding of how Soviet-style disinformation campaigns function against Western industrialists, because I've studied that kind of thing. So, this is what happens when you parrot Russian propaganda. It's perfectly designed. Like, you really need to go and study it. It's perfectly designed. It's designed to make you act a fool. That's what Kremlin propaganda is designed to do. It's designed to make you act a fool. And ideally, you've been ingesting that propaganda your entire life. You see, Yuri Andropov really said it fantastically. He really did. What the man said was what the man said was disinformation is like cocaine. You imbibe it a few times, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But you use it all the time, it changes a man. And I've watched this gimmick work very, very well on all of my countrymen. All of them. Like, they just love disinformation. They love the more salacious the disinformation, the better for the American audience. And it's, you know, it's been a problem for a long time. I mean, Henry Ford published The International Jew, which because he was influenced by the protocols of the Elders of Zion, which was wholesale cooked up by the Tsar's secret police in the 1880s, the Okhrana, and they basically just literally ripped off Machiavelli and then repurposed it, and then disseminated it amongst the masses to foment anti-Semitism as a means of population control. This is just something Russia does. It's just something they do. It's just, you just gotta accept it. It's something they do. So now, anytime, if you're running Windows 11, I don't know what Windows 10 looks like. I was on Windows 7 until Windows 11. This is what you're going to see. Anti-Musk, pro-immigrant, pro-migrant, not immigrant, pro-migrant, anti-Tesla, but some pro-Tesla stuff and pro-Musk stuff because the dude's just that much of a force. Anti-Trump. Why you know? So you really got to curate your feed because by default it's just going to be slated towards serving you bullshit. Will Smith raps about slapping Chris Rock at Oscars on new album. No one cares. No one cares, Will Smith. Shout out to Liquid Freezer 3 for letting me do this. Because before my machine would just overheat. LMAO. The Pentagon has deployed 2 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers to patrol near the southern border. Yeah, that's what they be doing. They be sitting there like, oh, we have helicopters, we have this, we have that. Oh, USS Gravely. We have... Yeah, nobody cares, Padre. No one cares, Padre. Straight up, no one cares. Thoughts on AI. Studio Ghibli trend. Yeah, people using AI to... Yeah, that prompted Miyazaki to tell a story. Whoever creates this stuff has no idea what pain is whatsoever. I am utterly disgusted. Yeah, I see. Are you serious? Y'all are gonna get sued. No. This is the problem with art AI. This is and every one of my streams is going to be mad tangential because I have a disease, right? But this is the problem with art AI. Okay. Artistic AI is no different than a mechanical process that renders likeness. Okay? It's no different. I'll throw up Grok on stream one time. Maybe. I'll show you what actual AI, what it's really for. Seriously, what it's really for. Not not making fucking porno and ripping off your favorite anime to make some sort of cheeky meme. That's not what it's for. And honestly, I think I dislike generative AI so much in terms of visually generative AI. I just want it gone. There's whole hosts of shit that shouldn't be drawn, shouldn't be seen. You don't need to animate it. And giving this ability to just everybody, you're going to wind up with disgusting ass content. Disgusting ass content. All right? Like, I don't even want to get into it. So, in my opinion, you know, what the fuck is this? Over 2 million active gamers. Can't be wrong. This PC game is insane. Most realistic. Look, it's Pixie Fucker 9000. Like, dude, I hate this shit. Like, how am I going to make the internet safe for my fucking kid? How OpenAI's Ghibli frenzy took a dark turn really fast. Oh, why? Because, like, well, this bitch is a fucking catastrophe. Highly distilled narcissist. Like, the most highly distilled. I think she might be... Yeah, because Katie Holmes is a psychopath, not a narcissist. Rachel Zegler is a pure fucking narcissist and destroyed this shit. Destroyed Snow White. Which nobody asked for, by the way. Nobody asked for Snow Oak and the Seven Sails. I'm like, seriously, I just didn't. And then I was like, oh, cool, they're going to hire, like, you know, little people. And then she was apparently such an unhinged fucking cunt that they, you know, they just had to CG in the dwarves. They dance and float around. Nobody asked for Snow White, the new Snow White. Literally nobody. And it's very interesting to me. Very interesting that, like, what did they think was going to happen? No, really, like, what did Disney and the producers think was going to happen hiring a 20-year-old that had been raised strictly on Disney corporate propaganda, is a narcissist, like, clearly, all right? And then you give her the Disney princess title. Well, her brain doesn't know the difference because of her personality disorder. She thinks she runs Disney. That's the problem with personality disorders, and they get completely out of hand. These people are just exist in persistent delusional states. She should have been fired the minute she said, if you vote for X candidate, don't come see my movie. Do you want to know why I say that? I say that not because I'm Democrat, Republican, liberal, or conservative. I say that because I know how business works. And if I was running a fucking business and my employees said, put a sign out in front of my business and said, Democrats don't shop here, I would publicly shame them, fire them during said shaming, and have them potentially arrested for malicious defacement of property. You're trying to destroy my business. You're trying to take away 50%, off rip, 50% of every fucking sale that I could make. This stupid fucking Rachel Zegler hoe has taken it away. You just cut everyone's fucking profit by 200%. It's not rocket science. So yeah, I see the Zegler shit, and I'm just like, oh my god. I clicked on Fox News. I have a virus. Shit. Anyway. Well, Disney's Snow White remake has dealt with hurdles for years. One of the chief liabilities has been polarizing rhetoric. Why can't they just be like, you know, why can't they just say polarizing rhetoric? This stupid witch couldn't shut her fucking trap. It's that simple. And this Jonah, the Jonah Jr., Like, why are you showing off your chest when you don't have one? Like, so it's like this bitch should have been put in place a long time ago. Y'all be like, bullying is bad, and I agree. I agree. And then I draw a line. There are some people that need to be ridiculed. Otherwise, they won't develop personally. And Ms. Zagler, I don't know. She's trying to hide that she might be Jewish. It's kind of what it sounds like. I'm Jewish. Like Zagler, that's like an old ass Hollywood money name, and she's proven it because anybody else that wasn't royally connected in the Disney space pulling her shenanigans would have been fucking shit canned. And knowing how business works, especially when a lot of shit's on the line. Okay. Hear me out. As the producer, he probably tried, this Mr. Platt, he probably tried to fucking can her ass. For real. Like, he really did. He really did probably try to completely can her ass. And somebody from on high came and said, you can't her ass, it's your ass. And then he went, well, you look at this shit. I know you guys just care about money. The people that make movies like this don't really care about your opinion of them. It's profit. It's profit. Okay. And what this Mr. Platt tried to come and say was, this bitch is gonna fuck up everyone's profit. And they said to him, she's always been a special case, something like this, some analogy. She's always been a special case. Let her fuck this up and she fucks it up. You fucking can her, we blame you. And so he said, okay, I wash my hands of this shit. Straight Pontius Pilate status. Okay. And look what's happened. This film might bankrupt Disney. Bankrupt in the sense that, like, they have to go back to their creditors and be like, yo, we kind of need more money. And at this point in time, the creditors are going to be going, Mr. Mouse, we've had 10 years of flops. Straight fact. We've had 10 years of flops, Mr. Mouse. How are we doing this? How much money do you need? I need another $2 billion. You what? Did I hear that right, Mr. Mouse? You need another $2 billion? Yeah. What happens if I don't give you $2 billion? It's not good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you $2 billion. 17% APR compounding. You better fucking figure out a success. That's what's gonna happen. Eventually, the people that really hold that fucking money, they'll hit you with numbers like that. Yeah, 17% compounding yearly on $2 billion. So that means next year, you'll like 2.3. You'll $3 billion on top. You'll $300 million on top of that. And I'm telling you, Disney's done. The public is done with it. They can't hire people. They can't tell any more compelling fucking stories. Okay, they've completely lost touch with a lot of global culture. The only thing that's saving it is the amusement park. But why the fuck do you want to go to an amusement park? Like, it's just weird. Their business model is just so upside down, and it's over. And I'm sure the bean counters really understand that it's just fucking over. It's just fucking over. What are you going to do? Make another fucking Captain America movie? I feel really bad for that, for the people on the Captain America flick. You know, there are a bunch of mad racist assholes that are just like, I don't want to see a black Captain America. And it's like, okay, those people suck. Because I've seen some stuff out of it, and I'm like, that actually looks all right. The problem is it's a superhero movie. And those are never going to stand the test of time. People might wonder, like, why is that? Why won't that ever stand the test of time? And I'll tell you why. Because it's a level of fiction. It's a level of fiction that when real events happen that killed our heroes. And then we see them portrayed again. We know it's bullshit, and the suspension of disbelief is ineffective. I know for me personally, after surviving what I had to survive during COVID, and after having a lot of trauma, you know, my youngest almost died during delivery 4 times. I can't connect with Disney's products anymore. And I'm not the only one. I may be one of the people that really start chirping up about it, but I can't connect with that product anymore. I can't connect with fucking Captain America. A pneumonic supervirus raged the fucking world, annihilated tens of millions of fucking people. There wasn't anything that anybody could fucking do about it, even the people that cooked the bitch up. COVID killed Captain America. COVID killed Superman. But don't worry, COVID killed the Injustice League too. It's all a bunch of crap. Fuck Batman. Fuck, like, dude, what? None of this shit's real. There was a massive event that happened that forced the entire world to mature. That event was the pandemic. And it was the first time in close to 700 years that something like that had happened to our species. And you're just going to sit there and act like the cultures and everything else is going to stay the same? Fuck you. You're retarded. You're an asshole. No, you're not retarded. You're an asshole. And you're trying to sell old stock. So it should be no surprise, you know, they did this, they did that. You know, they remade a Fable from fucking... They remade a Fable that was centuries old in the 30s. Some old German fable. Which, by the way, if you knew what was going on in the 30s in Germany, like, you know, Germans were really working hard to make sure everybody liked Germany. Because they had to kind of sweep a little bit of stuff under the rug. So, yeah, I don't really like Snow White. I don't like Disney. I don't like their products. They suck. I cannot wait for them as a company to be dust. I will skip, hop, I will put a fucking free joint in everyone's fucking mouth. Fuck Disney. They it's a rape factory. Disney's a rape factory. Dude, the House of Mouse is a fucking House of Horrors. And this is why it's going to be slow from the Lord, as He just slices pieces of them off, poisoning the minds of children. You're going to be a princess. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. That's probably not very helpful. Ooh, FP King, the old guard. What do I want to do here? So we have, I forget what he is. He's assault. Honestly. Yeah. And what? Oh, this is only 23 in this fucking lobby. We'll see. It's noon on a Friday on the northeastern seaboard. Oh, sorry, it's 2. It's more like 2 on a Friday on the northeastern seaboard, so we're not going to see much here. Oh, surprise, surprise. Ooh. Do we have any recon? Yeah, we have this dude. Do we need an engineer?
The U.S. have a
Give me a
vested
felon.
interest in this data center in Songdo, South Korea. We believe a cyber attack from this
Oh.
location is imminent, and we are out of diplomatic options. You must secure the facility and the surrounding areas. If the Americans attempt to hold territory, push them out. We're trusting you to do this. Fight well.
Come on, where is it? God damn it! Whatever. That was gonna be what happened anyway, because I don't have my, Shut up. Jesus. Alright. Stop. Making a bunch of noise at me like that.
We hold all Delta sector.
Pilot, vehicles, mouse and keyboard, edit key bindings,
Our strategy is working. We now control more sectors than the enemy.
movement, look up. Oh. Bind anyway, yep. And,
Our troops have secured Charlie sector.
yeah. Parachute deploy, and then there was fire. Weapons and equipment. Wire zoom.
American forces engaged.
It has started. Now for the real test.
Oh, come
We have
on.
conquered Echo sector.
Vehicle driver. Movement. Aim up. Space. Okay, hopefully we can. Oh, come on.
We're being pushed back on all fronts.
Yeah, no
Hostiles
shit. I
control more
sucked. That
sectors.
was totally big part of that was my fault. Okay, so it's you're just fucking broken. Restore defaults. Whoa! Dude, this is what we mean. This is what we mean. So, alright, so you're just borked. Invert. Why is it inverted? Why, like, what the fuck just happened? Dude, Battlefield. Alright. This is gaming. This is fucking gaming now. And everyone that's like, oh, PC games, they're the best. Like, I do have fun with my PC, but when all of a sudden your config, you press a button, you didn't mean to, your config goes to shit, they roll a bunch of updates, your configs go to shit, so that way you can't do what you would like to do. It's really terrible. And then you press restore to defaults, and it doesn't. And this is what I mean by, like, programming's gone to complete shit. Literally, this is what I mean when I say program is going to complete shit. A token, take your reward for a spin. Let all the okay, great. Options. Mouse and keyboard. Restore defaults. Restore defaults. Invert all. So when I go up, I'll look down. When I go down, I'll look up. So when I go... Yeah, now it's just what I have to do. Field of view? Okay. Alright, so now we gotta go to vehicles. Edit key bindings. Gonna go to movement. Go to pilot. Go to movement. I'm gonna go to pitch up. No! Cancel. Pitch up. That's what happened. There you go. So this is the trick. This is the trick in Battlefield, right? And when this gets messed up, your vehicle experience will go to absolute pot. So, for flying. Vehicle driver. Yeah. There you go. Fix that. So yeah, I mean, if you really like having a super immersive experience and occasionally being violently thrown out of it by having to go back into menus and everything else like that, but on the flip side, the reason why you do that is you get just really great stuff inside the vehicle. Vehicles taken. I hope this works. We'll see if it'll throw me back in the other one. It might, it might not. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So something that a lot of people that do games don't do, we don't get enough fresh air, and it makes us rage. So I felt myself start raging, and I'm like, oh, it's too stuffy in here. Let's get some O2 up in here. I at this point in time, I just want to see if my vehicle stuff will still work. Yeah. Okie dokie. So that's pretty frustrating because I literally said no. I literally said that's the exact opposite of what I want you to do. So I don't know. Oh, pitch up his space.
Our plan is working. We now control more sectors than the enemy.
Oh. What? What do you mean, dude? I'm so confused. No, I've been not touching this, and now I see why. I see why. I see why. So, pitch down. Pilot, movement. Weapons and equipment. Okay. Pitch down.
Our enemy is uncoordinated. We're keeping control of more sectors.
Find anyway. Alright. We'll see. Resume. It's not very likely. And I wish there was air superiority mode, so fuck! So I could just test this out, but they took away air superiority mode. In my opinion, I don't know why. The only reason, like, there were so many things that were good in games that were hard to master that were taken out of games over the past 10 years. And, you know, the answer is pretty simple. The industry became very profitable. People
We can't stay in this
that
fight
aren't
much
that
longer.
passionate about
Stop them.
games got really involved with them, and then they said, okay, well, you know, these people that are just good at some of this stuff, fuck them. Nothing's inverted. Like, literally, it's not supposed to, so this has just got to be broken.
Allied forces
Literally, this has got to be broken.
We've lost an objective to the enemy.
Someone must not know what inverted look is.
Echo sector is under American occupation.
They're located 170 meters away. Enemy infantry there!
We've secured Delta sector.
Tango north, southwest. Hostile spotted.
Let's see, this will be over fast enough that I'll hang around and hopefully, you know.
Hostile north.
All troops fall back. We've lost the battle. I won't lose you.
We've lost the battle. I won't lose you. Ugh. Vizio's art. Nice name. Anything? Yeah, that was pretty stupid. I really hope that that was all a plant, but... Yep. Would you buy a pre-built PC to get a new CPU and GPU? Oof. The real questions. The real questions. The answer, if that's what, if you needed a 5090, that's pretty much the only way you're gonna get one. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they're doing something special with 5090. They're doing something real nefarious with 5090. That's why I bought 4090. I was like, wow, look at these numbers. Look at this, look at that. This car is probably going to have the longevity approximate to the 1080. And like, I will always kick myself for not ponying up the cash to get a 1080 back in the day. I will always kick myself. Like, no, that thing lasted forever. So I saved up, worked really hard, got a 40 series card, got it for a great price. A great price. I actually got it for stated MSRP. Oh, sorry, $200 over stated MSRP. I got it for that. Alter, yeah. So here's now where it's gonna go. I see what it's doing, and I've performed so trash. I also hate engagement optimized rank matchmaking because not every game I want is a sweat, and I still want to be able to play with really high level people after some absence. And EOM doesn't allow for that. Again, shout out to the Liquid Freezer 3 for finally getting me streaming.
Let's go.
Oh wow, these are all console. We'll see.
The Russians have decided to hit us where we live. I guess they're tired of being beat in the arms race. Our top-line weapons are provided by a manufacturer named Nordvik. Their autonomous facility in Scandinavia is being targeted by Russian forces and allied NOPADs. This facility must be recovered and secured under American control. You
can't they
wouldn't
just
want us
call
to
them
run out of
mercs?
bullets anytime soon, would you? Bring your best firepower and keep warm. Command out.
Man, I don't give a fuck. I wanted the damn... Let's get loud.
Assault on Echo 1 begun by report.
Sector Echo secure. All objectives are under our control.
Conquered more sectors than they have. Keep going. Enemy bird! No distance!
Just lost Sector Alpha to the enemy.
Watch out for enemy tank! 50 meters away from your position!
I loved it. I had to. I knew I was gonna die, but I'm like, I'm actually gonna kill it with a machine gun. Done.
Hostile tank. Sector Charlie is now secure.
That was okay, but I really don't want that kit here. Where's my big stupid gun? That thing. There we go. Yeah, actually, can I? No. Yeah. There we go. It's good enough for color television.
Troop spotted. Far.
We don't control enough sectors. Secure those objectives.
The enemy has captured Sector Delta.
Danger marked. Too
Maybe. It'd be dope. Yeah, I gotta get over there. Oh, wow! Why is that? Okay, it's broken. Let's go.
Status report.
Okay, so how they have adjusted mouse invert is just literally broken across all of it. So we're gonna go to vehicles, and we gotta go to what the fuck, dude? So you can set up a logic gate by accident. Off.
Just conquered Sector Bravo.
Right. Why would... Alright, I don't even know anymore, bro.
Got to start securing sectors. Enemy has majority control. We've captured
Tank.
Sector Charlie. Hostiles attacking
Probably
Sector
not,
Charlie
bro.
1.
spotted a hostile tank. Long range.
Forced us off Charlie 1.
Time to turn this battle around, troops. We must claim more sectors.
There's a tango. 110 meters away.
We're in command of Sector Delta.
They have a tank. Enemy helo on my mark.
So out of practice.
Enemy forces have taken a blow, but they'll keep coming. The enemy just secured
Scared the
sector
shit out of
Bravo.
him. There we go.
We don't control enough sectors. We must fight harder.
Chopper
Our
spotted.
troops are engaging in
Distance
Charlie
300
1.
meters. Chopper. Enemy helo on my marker. Hostiles marked.
Objective lost. We need to retake it.
Absolute disaster. I should really, if I'm gonna like stream, I should really like try and not just be a chud. It'd be cool. I think that'll work. There we go.
Sector Charlie was just conquered by the enemy. Charlie 1 is now our target.
At least it's gonna force them to pull back all the way. And then we go back to options. We go, because my shit was still fucked up, and we find our field of view. Yeah. That's way too shitty. We need that way up. Way up. Scan for any other field of view issues. Resume. Wow. Okay, so. Wow. Well, hey, you know what? If this franchise wakes up again, that's fine.
me up from here! Need medical help!
Woo!
Marking tangos. Stop the area. Spotted a hostile. It's a tango.
The hostiles control more sectors than we do. Counterattack immediately.
They have sector Delta. Marking a hostile. Troops spotted. Enemy soldier marked. 130 meters. Danger. Enemy here. Hostile target. Watch out at the marker. West. Spotted a tango.
Damn it.
Sector Delta is now ours.
Requesting medical assistance!
Mm.
Get me up from here! Need medical help! I need help!
Let's see. I'm pretty bored right now. There's just so much time like editing all these stupid settings. See if I can't. There we go. Wait.
You're outside the combat area. Head back.
Can't see where you're going.
You must return to the combat area. The hostiles have already spent half their resources. Keep going. Infantry located. 200 meters away.
Usually, this usually works.
An objective is no longer secure.
Can you dive like this?
Enemy here! 60 meters away from my position!
Just lost Sector Charlie to the hostiles.
Turn around! You're out of the fight!
They control more sectors than us. Move to counterattack.
There's a hostile fighting! 40 meters from my position!
I don't even know where I put my thing. I hope it's somewhere good.
Hostile marked. Long distance.
Wow.
Back to the engagement.
That is just the worst luck. I
Support
gotta say.
drop ready and waiting. Allies moving on Alpha 1.
Yeah, buddy. Give me that Getty Green. Let's push this window a little bit. Let's really fuck this momentum up bad. This is just my job now.
Hey, watch out!
Like how my character just randomly shout for like no reason. Yeah, they killed that. Alright, but just kidding, just chilling here and doing this is just gonna cause so many. Ah! It's gonna cause so many problems. Hopefully that I don't care about the chat. There you go. I can start to do some pinning. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Sector Charlie is ours. We don't control enough sectors. Secure those of Return to the engagement immediately. Our attack on Echo 2 is underway. Snowpack, return to the fight. Sector Echo has been lost to the hostiles. We are securing Alpha 2.
And that's why you get points for doing this. Yep. See how that ticket starts going down? It's because they keep having to split their forces. So by coming here and leading an attack, even if I die, it's great news. This messes up everything. Their whole team's momentum has to be continually drawn back to this point, because whenever they leave, don't even shoot that guy. Literally don't. Ah! But see what happens? It's just 3 points, but like, and it's gonna make them have to fall back to A2. They're going to have to dedicate more resources on A2 because it keeps getting tagged up, which means they have to pull them away from their front. But they have honestly got it pretty well cooking. So
Enemies have air support. 250 meters.
nice.
Enemy soldier move. One of our objectives has been attacked. Majority of sectors under enemy control. We now control Sector Delta.
Nice.
Sector Echo has become conquered by our forces. Charlie 1 is no longer ours.
Objective taken by hostiles.
Seen too much territory. We're off track. Secured Sector Delta.
Get us run. 40 meters from your position.
Ah! Almost. Shouldn't have reloaded. Hey, will I? There we go. There we go.
New coordinates. We're fast.
This is what I really like doing. I don't really care about anything else.
British forces are securing Delta 1. Many thanks.
There we go. I'll be back for you. Ah! Ooh, God, this is a hell of a push. Maybe. If I can do this.
300 meters.
Come on. Not a lot of time. I don't think I can do it, but we'll try.
Enemy helo.
Nah, that's it.
Get back. Take it to the front. Echo 2 is secure.
I'll take it.
Squads retreat. Battle's done. We've lost enough troops for today.
Well played, well played. Well played, well played. We tried our best. Did we get anything? Jeez. Anything else? Was that it here? Ready. Alright, I think I've used enough power for today's stream, so I'm going to turn that off. Let's see if there's... Let's take a look at the Dow and then we'll be done. Wow, that's ugly. Market was really overvalued though. You know, I'll say it now. American politics is really complicated. And once the Democrats realized that everything was so fucking unpopular, they decided to play nasty, and they have blown up the stock market to the point where, you know, the president can't really control that. And they're going to start hammering it home soon. Look, it's going down. It's going down. Woo, woo. People don't really understand. And of course, they're repositioning everything. Europe's selling all of its American equities. That's a big part of what's happening. Seriously, it's a big part of what's happening. We're just watching a lot of American equities be sold by Europe because they're like, fuck you. Which is fine. I don't care. All right. Yep.